Thanks for joining me on Life and Surround. Today it is my immense pleasure to again bring you a title from one of my favorite surround and immersive audio labels, 2L. This time it is a title called Tuvayhun, and that is Aramaic for blessed. This is an album of choral and symphonic pieces that pay tribute and use as a motif the Beatitudes from the book of Matthew from the Christian scriptures. I'll note that this is the third title in what can be seen as a series, beginning with Magnificat, simply because it's the earliest one, and then Lux,
or looks.
and then now we have Tuvayhun. Now, what ties all these together? First of all, they are recorded in the Nidaros Cathedral in Trondheim, Norway. Secondly, they feature the Nidaros Cathedral Girls Choir and the Trondheim Soloists. And then once inside this glorious recording space, a 3D microphone array is erected. It's tested for balance. The pieces are performed and recorded. And then really all that's done at the mixing process is bringing up of the faders. The space has already been captured according to the 3D microphone array. There are no gimmicks. There's no active panning or anything like that with these recordings. This is meant to transform your listening space into the interior of the Nidaros Cathedral. So all three of these releases, Magnificat, Lux, and Tuvayhun, were performed by the same groups in the same place, and they share much in the way of the same composers, though that does alternate a little bit. And yeah, these performers are no slouches. They have performed for luminaries such as the King of Norway. And that's a fun fact for me to learn that Norway has a king, Harald V. These groups have performed for him. And yeah, so there's a continuity here, and I like to think of these albums as a series. I am just very, very much enamored, particularly of Lux, and you may have heard me mention in the past that I also love Mass for Modern Man by 2L as well. So it isn't just this series that's available to you. There are other types of recordings, such as concertos and piano solos. I've sprinkled some of those works around this room in the form of Easter eggs, so go ahead and take a look at the surroundings. Today I wanted to focus on Tuvayhun since it is a new release, and particularly since like some of the advertisements that I've seen for it focus on the fact that our world right now is hurting, it's fractured, and this is a piece dedicated to just trying to bring some healing. And I do want to point out that if you're not religious, and particularly if you're not Christian, none of these pieces, even though they involve some gospel stories, strike me as particularly preachy, certainly not in a bad way. And if I could describe what I feel is the unifying theme across all three of these works, it's that our world needs light spread throughout it. There's darkness, and there's pain, and there's hurt, and light is needed, and healing is needed, and those who can hear the message are called to be the light and to provide the healing. And I agree with that very, very much. And so given that this newest album focuses on the Beatitudes, the point of the Beatitudes was really to kind of turn some of the the dominant thinking in some religions at the time, from really focusing on those who already seem to be very blessed in their lives, to those who are in need of blessing, the downtrodden, the hurting, the disenfranchised, the poor. So this album consists of a beatitude, which is a short, sometimes usually somber and sparse piece that includes some minimal instrumentation, but a chant in Aramaic. And the next fun fact for this video, Aramaic was a Syrian language that seems to have appeared around 6 BC and became a dominant spoken street language in the Near East. And by the time that the Christian scriptures were written, it was the lingua franca. And much of the Christian scriptures are written in Aramaic, as well as Koine Greek. So the Beatitudes here are chanted in Aramaic, and they make heavy use of the word Tuvayhun. So you have these short Beatitudes, and then you have a responsive track that are the instrumentalists and the choirs responding to this beatitude. So if a beatitude says, blessed are the poor, then the response would be, I'm poor, I need that blessing, and so on. The responsive pieces can range from very sparse, such as a solo vocal isolated, or a vocal accompanied by harp or piano, for instance, all the way to just the full measure of every performer in the cathedral at the time, it seems to me. So yeah, this album consists of a blessing and then a response, a blessing and then a response, and then a couple of pieces at the end that really kind of wrap things up, including this call to be the light of the world. If you see darkness, then you shine the light, and if you see pain, then you step in and provide the healing. And I just love that. This world is very, very divided feeling right now, and at least where I live, becoming increasingly violent. And I have recognized recently the need to become more active and to do something about topics that I care about. So, like I said, when I saw that this title popped up, available, and the brief descriptions given of it in the advertisements, it really called out to me. I was super, super excited. I'm not disappointed by this piece sonically, musically, mix-wise. It meets all of my high expectations for 2L's work. Morten Lindberg is the winner of a couple of Grammys now, and he could be looking at a third. It wouldn't surprise me. This is really, really, really good stuff. And let me see, what more is there to say? When you pick up these 2L titles, you get not only a 5.1, a hybrid, so stereo and 5.1 SACD, which has a CD layer, an SACD stereo layer, and an SACD 5.1 layer, which is great if you have a dedicated 5.1 system and you are a fan of screenless playback. Just pop the SACD in and it should take off according to your set preferences. But you also get a packed Blu-ray In terms of audio content, really no video to speak of, other than the on-screen menu that helps you choose what you want to listen to. But this comes with super duper high resolution stereo, 5.1, Dolby Atmos, and Auro-3D. And I can tell you, I hear differences between the 5.1, the Atmos, and the Auro. They're all very, very, very cool listening experiences in their own right. I've listened to the SACD 5.1, DTS 5.1, the Dolby, and the Auro. I love this album enough that I gladly listened 4 times and then some. So the point of today is just to bring 2L to your attention. I encourage you to head over to their site. I will provide the link. Check out Tuvayhun, and in my opinion, definitely also check out Lux and Mass for Modern Man. That's where I would start, just because from everything I've heard from 2L so far, those resonate with me the most. But I haven't been disappointed with any title of theirs whatsoever. So I love 2L. And by the way, Morten Lindberg is a super nice dude. And I just love their mission to, choose the place, choose the performers, choose the piece. Just with the highest degree of synergy possible, merge them, record them, and then just faithfully bring up the faders on that recording and allow you to experience a marvelous, beautiful cathedral in Norway with dedicated and talented performers and, in my opinion, very poignant and highly interesting composers as well. So talk about from the bottom up. I can't think of a weak link in what 2L are doing with these Nidaros cathedral recordings. And I hope that you will enjoy them as well, should you go check them out. Or you may already be aware of them. So in any case, I want to hear your comments below. Let everyone know if you decided to go check out some of these recordings. Let everyone know what you think. Also, if you appreciate what I do, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment, share the video. It all helps this channel, and the point of this channel is to help spread the love and the joy of music and to celebrate it together, which is a unifying thing, which is definitely in keeping with 2L's mission. And so with that, I just give you a blessing. May you be happy wherever you're sitting, standing, or lying down watching this right now, and may you live life in surround.